Coke, bro.
Of course I drank your Coke.
Good, that's so unlike you.
I could see you bringing it here.
Yes, that's the only thing that made
I
sense.
just had to get a taste out of my mouth.
Bro, you changing.
The disgust you had in your voice.
You was too much though.
Yes, for somebody who's doing exactly what you do with your life.
Sing clap.
1, 2.
So, somebody commented in that those question things I ask on.
You
Instagram.
back on that?
Don't say it like I'm on a fucking drug as he smokes his fucking marijuana.
All right, yeah, you back on that?
Yeah, back on that shit, nigga.
It's your drug. Would you say it's your drug?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
I enjoy how much people are willing to give. It always shocks me. I'm like,
Okay, but just explain what it is. You ask questions and then
I ask questions. And the thing is, I don't always mean for them to be salacious. I really do sometimes just like want a genuine answer. But I guess sometimes people act in a way that they think they're supposed to act.
right.
So they send me salacious answers.
So like, what's your question?
Huh?
What did you ask then?
No, this time I did. I asked, but yeah, I asked what is something that happened during Cranks that made you couldn't help but laugh.
Cranks is sex.
Sex, yeah.
It's childish. Where from?
Cranks.
That sounds. where
you know
is it
what?
from?
It's not that far fetched when he describes penetration as gum.
Do you describe penetration as gum?
Yeah, when he told us his virginity losing story, he was like, I went gum, and then I went gum. I was like, that is a weird sex sound.
Right.
I think that's where you first fucked up there.
Yes.
But you're fucking human being.
When you heard the first gum, you should have asked yourself some questions.
But it's better than saying, I went fuck, and then she went fuck.
No one says that either.
Yes. I was fucking.
So
sorry, carry on.
there's a
There's a difference between sex and fucking.
talk to us.
I'm asking, do you have different experiences of sex? Because like if you're in a relationship, you go, this is a morning, we fucking this morning. We woke up
Right.
and we fucked.
Right.
And then there's a gradual into sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it can
I think
start
it's-
on the couch.
No,
and then,
I think it's whatever it means to you.
Oh man.
Because some people,
wanted
how they have sex, you might describe as they just fucking, but that's how they like really get intimate. It's like it's raw, it's rough, it's
right.
but that's just how
Yes.
they
Has-
get that part
Has a
of them.
girl ever fucked you before?
Fucked me.
Yes. Have you ever been in a sexual situation with a lady, and she's just running the game? She's just running the whole experience, and you just go like, I was there, but I didn't give any suggestions to what should happen.
I had nothing for her.
Yes. I had fun, but I had no say.
I tried to put my hand up and I forgot my question.
The thing about sex that always makes me feel inferior when people talk about it is that missionary is honestly my favorite position. Like that's all I want.
It's a great position.
No, but for me,
It's all you want.
it's like if we just do that, even if I'm happy. So people are like, and then you turn her around and I'm like, yes. And I'm so not interested in not seeing it,
Dog,
not
you know
in
what?
that.
That thing that yes, I mastered it because I lost my virginity older. So I was in a lot of sex conversations that I had no idea people were talking
Right.
about. But I mastered the
That's it.
boy.
Oh, that's funny.
I learned
People never
that from
I always thought like someone's gonna bring this up. Like,
There was someone in the group who was like, this one nigga lying.
I
but
learned
I'd
how
also
to
watched
do,
enough porn. So
but I learned
throw
how
in
to
some
do
suggestions.
that. I learned how to do that from not going to the movies, just catching what happens in the movie from a trailer. Remember back in that do trailers for Steer Kinnico on TV, and then I knew this is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Let me just talk trailer.
Yes.
You guys can do plots. I will tell you what I saw in the trailer.
And
And,
then
like,
you
you know how many
And when they
conversations.
say the twist, he is as shocked as
Yes.
them when they watched it. What? Yeah.
Right, like just throw that shit out, and then I've gotten away many times, eh?
Yeah, bro.
And not just in a big conversation,
Because also,
one-on-one.
remember,
Eyeball to eyeball.
because remember that people mostly just want to talk.
Yes.
That's about what they watched.
About
yes.
they want.
You just need to know when to say yes. That was fucked up.
That shit was crazy.
Yes.
Unless the conversation goes on for so long, you run out of trailer. Now you start saying shit like, "Yeah, Miramax knows how to produce movies."
No, but you go. Let the person run as long as they want with the thing, and then you bring in a movie you've actually seen and compare it to that movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Now
you bring in other things.
Now
Yeah,
you giving to the conversation.
that's so fun.
And now you don't even see if you like that. See a movie I saw, motherfucker.
Let's talk about some shit that I've seen. And you pick a movie that you know he hasn't seen, so you can have a chance.
Some art house ass movie.
Yeah.
It's so funny because
Amores Perros. What?
No, it went to video in Colombia. If you want to see it, try and get an account at Colombia Blockbusters.
I know a guy, Enriquez. I don't even know if Enriquez is Colombian.
Oh, you know those movies? Because in the 90s, 80s and 90s, I feel like the 80s and 90s.
Can I ask you something?
It's a Colombian farmer.
In a moment, I don't even watch.
Enriquez.
Enriquez.
You just change Enriquez to Enriquez.
No, you don't know about
You
that.
put a behind an Afrikaner's name.
Enriquez. Yes. Oh, I'm thinking Invictus, the movie Invictus.
Oh, wow.
Have you guys seen
Oh,
Invictus?
Jesus. It sounds like you're trying to parachute out of a conversation.
Yes, yes.
You literally put a taco in an Afrikaner's head.
I shall call you Invictus. I put just now before you guys arrived, I was punishing my son because he lied. And then it's so, because as an adult, I get lying. Like
Yes.
he
That's what
lied.
says. It's
Yes.
so useful.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a great joke.
It's such a great joke.
So I can't even blame him that he lied because he was eating and he wasn't finishing his food. Then he keeps saying, "I'm not hungry." And I say to him, "You're going to finish your food or nothing else happens today." So I went down to open for you. Then when I came back up, the food was finished. That was the first
He should
sign
have
of
left a few spoons in
motherfucker
there.
don't- yes.
Oh.
That was the first. Nigga, come on, I'm 36. I left. You didn't want to eat profusely. I come back, it's finished. So I go, "Oh, Tlugile, did you finish your food?" He goes, before he says yes, I say, "Oh, did you throw it away somewhere?" And then I could see, and that was my second clue. He went with yes. And I was like, fuck.
That was his final answer.
His answer was
Did you
yes.
finish your food or did you throw it away somewhere? Yes, you're
No. So he said he finished his food. But this is how upset I was at the fact that he lied. Because if he said he finished his food and he had, then it's done. I was upset that he lied because now as a parent I have admin. Because now we're in the world of lying and what it
Yes.
means to the world and why you shouldn't do it. And I don't even have those answers. But now I'm in this situation where I have to go, lying, my boy, is not good.
Yes.
You know, I've told 3 lies today already.
Yes.
So now it's this weird, like,
I think about every time I get a phone call, I'm like, what lie do I have to tell today?
While you're telling him that lies are bad, you've lied to him.
Yes, yes.
Yes. That's such a crazy thing. To tell a person lying's not good, but you've lied to him.
I know.
That day.
That day.
I was in that position now. I'm like, shit. I ended up with my boy lying. I mean, you must always tell the truth. Telling the truth even when it hurts, because lying hurts more. That's what I ended up with.
That sounds good.
That's what I said.
Yes.
To him. And then I punished him so that he feels it, so that he goes, "Dad did say it hurts more."
So
That's
when-
what I ended up with.
So
You know
when
what's
you
so
start
funny?
the conversation about throwing food away?
Eh?
How long?
That's also a very important question. Now let's deal with the crime. We've explained lies. I feel like you need to go back in that
I feel like the
This
lie.
is for the food.
I feel like the lie was part of the diversion from the crime.
Oh my gosh. But
That's a whole other
it
conversation.
strikes me it's in those moments, like you'll be having a day and then all of a sudden, that like with kids, all of a sudden you just in these moral dilemmas.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, because here's the thing. Because people talk about corporal punishment is wrong, whatever. And then I heard someone talk about how they were asked if corporal punishment is wrong, and his answer
You
was
have to
like,
decide what this thing's called.
"What thing?"
I keep hearing different things. Corporal.
Corporal.
He's got a very... Yeah, because I can't. I go corporate and then you change it a little.
Corporate punishment.
Okay, so Old Mutual is getting...
So when you give a child choral punishment, this is when he's deep sea trouble.
Right.
Deep sea trouble.
Oh, yes, that's what that deserved.
That was a strong drum.
So this guy was asked, what does he think about corporal punishment? And he
No,
says,
you
it
didn't.
is corporal.
I heard it this time.
Oh my gosh!
I heard it.
Did you check your line?
Corporate.
Corporal
punishment.
punishment. And he says, well, it depends what you define it as, because even grounding someone is corporal punishment. Right. And only now, when I came in and I realized he was grounded, I was like, oh, you put him in mini jail.
Yes.
You took his freedom away from him.
We couldn't
and
have
I was like,
timeouts.
Yeah, because you didn't have your own room.
Yes. Timeouts were fun. Oh, so they're going to stay? Because it's their fucking room as well.
Yes.
So let's just carry on playing then. I can watch from my bunk. Just move my piece.
Walk from my bunk.
Do you mind moving my piece? I'll be joining in 30 minutes.
Your parents would have to lock you up in their room because you know you can't touch shit in there.
And they had a double bed. That's
what
all the
they
wrestling.
Dude, that for me, it's like my parents knew that that was the worst for me.
Locking you up.
In there. I was because I needed people.
Yeah.
And then when they go, you on your own. I remember the screaming, the knocking on the door, like this is hell.
Oh, you?
Me, yeah.
Oh, so he was doing what you did.
But
how did you feel in that moment? Because he did do the banging on the door.
No, but I came to him. He's like, no, I wasn't. Maybe he lied again.
Another lie? Nigga, I heard the banging.
No, he was like, no, at mommy's house, I banged the door, but it's not because I'm angry. It's just because I banged it. Then I was like,
oh, he's good.
Okay. Because I was like,
he's not just a liar, he's a good liar.
You got a lawyer in your hands. I'm trying to spin this positively.
How did you get punished when you were a kid?
We had the hiding thing that went for, I think, until I was 12.
Yikes.
And then, but also I was a naughty kid, eh? I could do, don't tell me that I can't do a thing. That was at school and at home.
Then you're trying to get away with it.
I remember once getting everyone hit at home because
someone said, you can't get all of us hit at home.
Robbie's like, you underestimate my powers.
So I go to pee, I'm eating an apple while standing over the toilet. I'm done peeing. I think I was maybe grade 2. Finish the apple, throw it down and flush and walk away. The apple obviously came back up.
Came back to tell on you.
My dad goes, my mom goes into the bathroom next, who threw an apple in the toilet, watching TV. Not me.
Oh, now you're all going to
Now
get
she
hiding.
asks everyone. She asks everyone. Comes back, everyone confused. Apple?
You know, we have to compare reactions. He was like, apple?
Yes.
She was like, apple?
Everyone's confused. You were at that point in that situation where you haven't watched the movie, but you haven't had sex, but you try to be like, no, it's like the same thing. Apple.
But now the thing is, I'm assuming...
I'm as confused as you, mother.
Yes.
I'm perplexed, mother.
I'm assuming that's the worst part. I went to even go, look, Apple, this is crazy. Because you're like, in your head, you're going, this is what an innocent person would do.
Yes.
They're going, look at the crime. And this is ridiculous.
Right.
Now they was looking at the apple looking into the toilet, shaking my head with my mother. This is ridiculous.
Taking it out. You know when you're taking the lead in the line now. Oh my God. Come on, guys. This is this. Come on.
Guys, if you
Is
hear
that
your number
exhibit A,
step-
mother? Oh, horrible.
Now, then my mom called. I thought she's just going to get over it. She calls all of us, stands us in a line, 5 of us. And then she gets a ruler, but she smacking on the flat side of the ruler. And she says, put your hand out and somebody needs to own up. So just not really sore when you think about it, but it's intense. The whole situation is intense. She does the first line. No one owns up. Obviously. The way
I love it says no one owns up.
No, that's the crazy thing.
No one tells the truth. Oh, but me. No one. Sorry, let me tell the story again.
But
no one tells the truth but me.
I didn't know.
But you know the wildest thing was, while my mom's going down the line, because she's got us oldest to tallest, I'm second youngest. So
Right.
Liesel's there. So while she's doing it, Liesel's also like in preschool. She's a little child.
Oh no.
So while she's going through, I'm thinking Paul and Claire, the older ones, will be grown-ups and own up to some shit just to stop this fucking thing that's happening.
To the child.
Yes, I'm thinking one of the older ones would take responsibility just to stop this shit. No
You
one's owning up.
have absolved yourself of all responsibility in this
I was like,
situation.
let's see who's the old one here, who's mature.
Robbie's like,
Every time
look
they-
what you're doing to the baby.
No, Robbie's like, look what you. The baby.
Eventually,
Jeepers.
now my mom goes back down the line. It's coming to me again. I can take another one. Then Liesel hits again on the hand, and she starts crying.
Oh my god.
So now my mom's going again, and her cries next to me are fucking up my heart. This is killing. But now
Your
also
lie
know-
is fucking up her hand.
Yes. She's like, yes. Because that's Liesel's side of the coin. No. Your lie is fucking up my hand. While my tears fuck up your
Robbie,
heart.
Yes.
we know what lies do. They hurt more.
But the thing, I'm still like, someone's gonna own up to this. Then eventually the last one was too much. But now I can see, because they all getting angry, because they know me for this behavior. So Mel's next to me like, come on, bruh. And I keep saying, stop blaming me. And then eventually Liesel gets the third one, and the cry just becomes, the child.
Yeah.
Then I was like, it was me. Oh. The older two, Paul and Claire, just walk out like, come on, Rob.
Yes.
But
Oh,
now
it
the
was
worst part is,
me.
so my mom explains the whole thing of what he did was wrong, throwing also now you can damage the toilets, all those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Then she goes, but now say sorry. Then she goes, go say sorry to all your siblings, because they all got smacked for
Yes.
that was hard.
was hard.
Getting back into society. Because now everyone's turned against you the whole day. You can't suggest what you want to watch on TV.
I can't get a job because I'm a felon.
You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't
You're just
dare.
there, bruh. That was tough. Getting back cool, becoming cool with
Yeah.
the brothers and sisters. Oh shit!
The stress. I remember something like a story like that, but I was caught between my sisters getting more beaten, and I had the power to stop it.
I also had the power.
Yeah, all right. Oh yeah. So my dad used to buy us shamrock pies. So shamrock pies, in the Eastern Cape,
They're amazing.
they're the king of pies, bro.
Yeah.
So every Friday, my dad used to buy us shamrock pies, and then we used to eat them on the way from town school to Mtanzan. And that was the best, bro, because I used to eat my pie. You know when you get a pie like this, I used to tear it and then like lay it like a plate,
Oh my God.
because I was like, I'm having shamrock.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the one Friday, my sister and Umariza, our friend, were coming back from school, but I was at home already, and I was waiting for my pie. 3 pies my dad bought. They arrived, bruh. There were no pies. So I can see my sisters run to me to try and hush me, like, don't say anything, we ate but it's shamrock, bruh.
Yes.
And it's
I must wait another week for this shit.
You know that meme that says the look white people give you when they've already called the police.
It's my favorite.
Don't tell, Dada. I'm like, did you eat the shamrock? When they said yes, I heard nothing else, bro. I'm fucking telling Dad.
Yes, but
At that point, because in my head I'm like, I hear what you're saying, But I want shamrock, and if I tell Dad, maybe we'll go back and get one.
Yes.
Because I have to have a shamrock.
I'm not trying to get you hit. I'm trying to get another pie right now. Right now, my goal.
I'm trying to solve this.
Everybody's
if I have to
got
go through a hiding. If you guys happen to get hit,
It's not my intention.
everybody's got a price, and Tessa's is a shamrock pie.
So I go to Dada, I say Dada, and I say Dada, my kill by.
So you rattled on.
I'm like, my kill by. But in my head, this plays out with, I must pin it down, and let's go back and get your pie and come back. It's so funny because now I'm feeling it when I get upset with my kids. My dad has just come from work. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. This bullshit. The last thing he did was park the car and then kids out. I say, Mikey, I just saw the belt come off.
Oh, you didn't know that he takes that kind of news that way.
Atmosphere changes when the belt comes off.
You know when you look at your parents and go, I didn't know a pie could upset you this much. That's how I felt about the apple. I didn't know this apple could make you this person.
This house is not a home anymore, Dad.
You guys need to grow up. An apple. You guys are looking for pie.
Dude, the thing that made it worse is my dad took my sister and Mariza.
The friend.
Into the friend.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
Papa, pull up your track because it was sport after sport. Pull up your tracksuit pant. I'm standing next to my dad watching this like it's a fucking... because I am upset. But every time he beats them, they're still jumping around. It's still kind of like, it's fine. They still find I'm upset. Then when they started crying, I was still upset. And I was like, I didn't stop it until my dad stopped. And my memory of that thing is of me just standing stoically watching my sister and her friend.
He was the side man. You know how every boss has a side man. He was. You were. What's his name? You were.
But I was going through so much, man.
Tarantino film Slavery.
Django.
You were Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L.
You were just standing there like, yeah, that's right. You beat those pie eating now.
Yes. Come on, Calvin.
Tell us how the steak and kidney tasted. I was very upset, bro. But forever the memory is I had the power to stop them. And before I stopped it, my dad stopped. So I never stopped it.
I much preferred the quickness of a hiding and we cool again than the talking to. The talking broke me. I remember my mom doing something stupid and my mother said, this behavior is going to put me in the grave. And I was like, how? I didn't wash dishes. And how are we dying for the dishes? How are we dying? It's dishes.
How are we dying for the dishes, Bob? That's hilarious.
This is too much.
Is someone coming to check the dishes? Are they going to kill you?
How are we dying for the dishes?
You know when your parents made such a fuss about a clean home, you go, do you guys report this to somebody else? Like, do you guys take pictures of the house and send it to the landlord? What is happening?
But you know,
I love how you just gave a 2020 scenario to a 1985 fucking thing. Take pictures and send.
Yes.
How much time do we have for this? How much time?
Your mom was not thinking that.
You know your mom's holding the spool. When they get this next month. When these are developed.
Imagine if Tinder, if Instagram was like that, where everyone has to, if you want likes, you have to take pictures and you have to post them, and people have to post
develop
likes.
them and send them off.
Do you really mean this picture or not?
But now we'd be getting I'm getting into my December pictures. We'd be getting them now. You're you're struggling through your January and you're watching people prepping for their December. I'd be so upset, bro. You're getting no likes from me.
That's if you subscribe. It's like subscribing to Bonang, and then Bonang will post you her posts.
Yes.
No more. She's not on the social
and she's not
media.
gonna fast post it. She's got 1 million people to post you. She can't afford that many stamps.
Bonang would live at the post office.
Thank you so much.
Oh, can you also do this? Okay, it's funny.
Shit. I used to do a bit about I didn't get lots of hidings from my dad. We had 3 actually.
Oh,
But I used to do a bit about like how
you can count
my
them.
dad had gave us hidings with an expiry date. Like it would last long enough so he knew the power of that last hiding.
Right.
All he had to do,
What do you mean?
as in like he'd give us a hiding today,
Yes.
and that hiding is
Would
good for a
last.
while.
Oh, yeah.
All he had to
Oh,
do
yes.
after that is speak.
Yes.
So
And
those
it will be done.
And it would be. I
Yes.
remember the first
When you're
hiding.
gonna say something, oh, it's still heating. Let me just put some mercurochrome on this.
Yeah, because I remember the first hiding we got is we're playing with a doll. It's like little plastic. I don't even know whose it was in the living room before TV. So I think the TV was off, and we're throwing it across the living room. Me and my brother, and then it just hits the lights.
Of course.
Nothing happened.
There's
Nothing
always a
broke.
light involved.
Nothing broke. But it was my sister who goes. She was always just, bruh, she used to love watching us getting in trouble. So she went to my dad and said, Loiso and Lungesa hit the light.
Oh.
I don't even think my dad even checked the light. I think he caught the story at the wrong moment.
Yes.
Called to his room. Right? And even to make us lie down. Just lock the door.
Oh.
You know when you see the door lock and you're like, that window is about a story high. And then
escapes.
he just swung, bro. He just swung at us. I remember my brother, one thing I remember was my brother coming out and him going, at least I didn't get hit as much as you. That's all it was. Like it was, his consolation was that I caught more from the wild swinging than he did. The next time we got a hiding was maybe 10 years later. Between then, my father would say, and it was done.
No, man, that's not true.
Done.
No.
Done. You learned your lesson when he spoke. Yo, bruh. When I say I was scared of my dad, we were scared of my dad, bruh.
Yo, that's it. 10
10
years.
years is long.
Yeah. I'm like,
The next time we caught a hiding from my dad was maybe 10 years later.
and in that 10 years, done.
In that, what do you mean?
He spoke and
Yeah, you wouldn't. I remember.
Were you
in fact,
guys just
we
good at
almost
hiding
caught
stuff?
we almost caught a hiding before then because my dad
On the
had
7th year.
called the house for me and my little brother to come. My sister picked up again, and she said, "Yo,
the snitch was trying again. She's like, it's been 5 years since I got these motherfuckers to me. Let me try this shit.
I need a season 2." So she calls us and says,
Is this just the older one?
they're both older, yeah.
Okay.
So she calls us and says, "Diliza Loiso, Dada wants you to go to the surgery. He wants you guys to do something." And we were like, "No, he called you. You're just sending us
Yes.
now." We didn't go. Nobody went. When my dad got home that day, bruh. Only thing that saved us was my grandmother. I remember I was already crying from lying. But my dad was like, "I'm alive." So I was on the sofa, head down, and he was ready to belt us. My grandmother was there, just like, "Oh, Lundi wenzanto, abantwana uyababona ukuthi bayalila, they're already crying." But she said, I was just like bawling, bro, because the last one hadn't expired. So,
Yes.
so it was just like a can of beans on a can of whoop ass beans, bro. Yeah. But
Your sister was there watching this.
oh, she loved that shit. I remember, because we lived in Durban for a while with like a guardian. Right.
Right.
It was me, my siblings, and a guardian who did everything for us. She was the cook, the clean, our everything, right? But the message my dad left when he left, he dropped us off in Durban, and he was like, I remember the speech he gave was like, treat these children like your own. Where you would beat your children, you beat these children. And she wasn't afraid to give us a hiding, right? And my sister, I don't know what.
But that says so much about, because the thing the person says a lot of. So if I go, treat these children like they're your children. If you love your children, not if you love, but like if you walk your children to school, then
Walk them.
your dad's thing.
If you abuse your children, abuse my children.
In my room, playing with the plastic ball, hit the light bulb, the whole thing falls on my head. He cuts me, but not hectic, cuts me. Dad walks in, he goes, "What were you doing?" Then he goes, "Man." But you know, the man wasn't like,
Wasn't for your head, it
broke
was for the
this-
light.
Yes, that, and I'm gonna have to hit you.
Yes.
So, but now he's hitting and he's going, "Watch your feet," because it's glass. What's your feet?
Oh my
I
God.
don't want to deal. I'm already dealing with enough. I can't patch you up too.
Oh, but
But I just remember him
I want to
being
beat you, not cut you.
caring, and while he was hitting me, he's holding me on the arm, so
Yes.
he's lifting me so I didn't cut my feet.
yes.
I'm like, this guy's caring for me and hurting me at the
Hey,
same
dude.
time.
And that's parenting.
And you know what? Parenting is just, and because he's doing what he knows to do.
Yes.
Because I'm realizing that, man, it's the same thing I felt when my kid lied. My man was, fuck, I have to deal with
Yes.
So most of the time our parents were disciplining us. They don't want to discipline us. It's just the admin, and that frustrates them more.
More, yes.
Of like, I also, and then by the time that's happening, your dad's like, I guess I have to beat him so he knows.
Yeah.
But same way I'm putting him in the thing. I'm like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
He just lied.
Because also, I caught my kid, bruh, she's not even 2. She grabbed her little baby chair. She went to the stove because she knows that's where things happen.
Oh.
She went to the stove, climbed in the chair, and now she's playing on the stove.
Shit.
And I'm like, I can't talk this kid out of doing this.
Yes.
They're not even 2. So I don't hit her. I flick. I flick her. I flick her. Because I know that a sting is enough to shock a child. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't like doing it, but I'm just like, I can't have you do it when I'm not watching one day. When there's a hot stove.
Yes.
I need you to go, if I go there and I get caught,
Yes.
there's consequences to it.
We'll talk about how hot the stove gets later.
Yes.
Right now,
I have to.
I need you to be scared of.
Literally, right now, I have to beat you.
Yeah.
Because that's the equivalent.
Because, the beating won't burn your hand.
Like if 2-year-olds could talk, and if 2-year-olds, I'm just imagining if they could talk and articulate themselves, Kola would be having a podcast with her friends going, and my dad
Flick me.
he flicked me once. The next time he flicked me was probably 10 years. He flicked me. Because a flick is a 2-year-old, a flick is a beating.
Yes. That's wild.
That's probably I learned. No,
Yeah, no, I'll never touch. I've never touched. That's why I don't cook. On her Tinder date in 30 years time. That's why I don't. That's why I don't.
Getting away with bullshit.
I don't cook because of my dad.
What do you mean you don't know how to make noodles?
Never touched a stove.
noodles need heat. And let me tell you a story.
About my dad. We do what we can, man. Shout out to the parents.
Yeah, man.
It's weird when you realize, because I remember, because you look at your parents as literally your parents, nothing more. You don't also realize that these people have hard days at work. Like that pie story. When
Right, your parents, your age. Remember that.
Yes,
What you are now,
yes.
a parent. And you're like, I'm not even a full person yet.
My mom was my age and she had 5 kids.
Shit.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. A lot of the stuff
I just got
is-
tired, bro.
Right. So you go, a lot of the shit is a grown up who's dealing with other shit in life. Think about the people you deal with, work, you're dealing with nonsense. At a time when people of color, you treated like shit at work. If you're to bring in all those different things, and now you come home and somebody's eating 1 extra pie. The fuck is going on?
I can't
I can't
even have a pie.
The beatings.
And you're just going, here, they disrespect me there at work. But here, not here.
Not in my house. That's what they meant by not in my house.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not
I'll
in my
take the
house.
bullshit
Dude,
everywhere.
not in-
I thought about-
I'll take the bullshit everywhere.
But
Dude,
not
I
in
thought
my house.
I thought about
That's what it is.
I thought about that statement, like not in my house. Because I was trying to find things that stick that I can just use as a copy and paste as a parent. But every time I go through all of them, I always 2020 them and I'm like, it's not safe.
Yes.
So the as long as you're under my roof
Yes.
thing,
Right.
immediately I was like, but kids can get famous and rich quick in 2020.
Now I'm giving them a gap to leave.
And now I go, the kid leaves and gets a house and then doesn't have a father.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it got deep so quickly where I was like, okay, I'll just go with getting you.
Yes.
As
But
long
even
as
that
you're
one,
here.
yeah.
Then he's
There
gone.
are rules here.
Yes. That's when I realized the thing is, it's relationships is the thing. Because not under my house, because parents mean that shit. Because it was almost like an economical thing that they knew for sure. this kid's not leaving.
Yes.
So it's kind of, I can say this.
Yes.
And they have to listen to me.
He's not leaving because he doesn't know that there are better homes out there.
Yes. But now I say that and I'm like, I know my kid can find a way out of here.
You know what I realized? I thought
Next thing you know, there's kids in front of the...
You know what I mean?
She's just TikToking like a motherfucker.
I always thought that when you went to, because when you go and visit cousins or friends, and because you're a visitor there, everything is set up for a visitor. So you're going at my cousin's house now. They have chips. We're eating a hot dog.
Yes.
It's good times. We're allowed to
We're
stay,
stay up
late.
later. Yeah.
Then I remember mom saying, "Do you think your cousins do that every day?" Because
In your head, you're like,
with that.
Yeah.
Yes, because we came with that mentality back home. It's like that's not how it happens.
Right.
Then she's talking to my aunt, and then she goes, "Come talk to your auntie quickly." And then my aunt get on the phone, and my aunt goes, "You know your cousins? They also wash dishes in the clean."
Your aunt was saying this.
This is let me know that you need to do things. It's not like our house is the fun house.
Right.
Yeah, they're just trying to explain it because my mom was getting frustrated with me. Did those things. Okay, I see you. I see what you just done.
Robbie needs to see that this life that he has in his head, people still work. Yes. My son needs to see this. That's funny.
I remember making my dad laugh. That was one of my favorite memories.
Oh, wow.
Is because he likes telling the story. When we were small, growing up, if you farted, you said pardon. I don't know if
Why is that funny?
I don't know.
So
Because I'm just like, if you farted and when I grew up, you farted. That's what.
yes, but our thing was you had to say something.
Pardon.
You had to say pardon me
Okay,
or whatever.
Sorry.
Pardon also sounds like something you say after a burp, not a fart. I feel like
Yes.
a straight up, I'm so sorry.
A pardon or excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, but we used to say pardon for a long time. And then
Excuse me.
and then we at this convent. My dad's gone to drop off something for nuns. It's a long story. And this nun is speaking to my
Your dad's
father.
hunting nuns again. Going to drop something off for nuns.
the nuns,
Yeah, these nuts.
It doesn't not go there though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
My dad was come on.
Come on, man. We know code.
So now I'm standing next to my father. It's Meryl with me. And there's nun and my dad having a really serious conversation. And they talking to me.
I can see it.
And then
Bitch, you don't see my kids behind me. No, don't do that shit.
Look, I might lose my kids, but you'll lose Jesus.
Yes. You want me to walk into and talk to the pastor? She's there going, do you want me to go to there and tell your kids? Bitch. Gregory. Bitch. Gregory. Robbie's like, this is so serious.
Must be about taxes.
So now she's going. I fought. This lady's talking. She's going. I fought. The polite thing that I've been raised to do is say pardon. I don't say pardon like pardon. I go pardon. The nun sees little Robbie, grade 1 or something. She looks down and repeats everything she's been saying. My dad.
Oh, that's it.
And my dad's just like, why are you telling this grade 1 all the shit we're talking about?
Amazing.
And she repeats that to this day, my dad cries with laughter. Because he's just like, why did she think what we were talking about had anything to do with grade 1?
That's hilarious. That's the best, bro. Fucking hell. Let's start the fucking show.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that he laughs. I love that he laughs.
Welcome, you dope ass people, to episode 4 of the Dope Ass Podcast Season 2.
I want to get another Coke.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break, and we'll see you after these commercials that are paying for this podcast.
Games change, bruh.
I don't know how to do this thing. I'm going on the fly, baby. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how this.
See what we raise.
We'll see what we raise.
In 18 years.
I almost want to say in advance, you're welcome, society. And then, boop,
And also in advance,
I'm sorry, society. It's gonna go one or the other. Because I just feel like I'm not raising. There's no ways I'm raising a middle path.
Yes, but that whole thing, remember when they used to go, it takes a village to raise a child. Yes. Now it's like, no, it takes a couple of apps and a good adult around them once in a while.
Apps and an au pair will do that. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Dude, I was on safari this weekend.
Safari.
Hey.
My first safari.
What was your first one?
Oh, I feel so weird.
What?
Because I feel like I'm black and I shouldn't be so excited about a safari.
Where the fuck would we see fucking giraffes, bro?
No, but the thing is, that wasn't a thing for me.
I promise you, when I went to Kruger,
No,
Before I went.
Yes, but when you go, oh, this is, everyone needs to do this.
I was like, I get it.
Yes.
when I went to Kruger, when we were shooting something there, the guy.
Hey, don't show off.
I spoke to the guide, and he said less than 30% of South Africans go on safaris.
Right.
That
Joe,
thing,
that number even seems high.
bruh. So it's like these things. First of all, it's set up for the world.
Yeah, it's
And-
hella
and-
expensive.
And for people that are doing well enough to go
Yes.
and see the shit.
Yeah.
It's not.
Let me actually give a shout out. Can I give a shout out to them? This wasn't the plan, but I feel like
Are they sponsoring this episode?
this thing is sponsored by Marataba Safari.
Marataba, lions and shit.
Marataba sounds so fucking third world. I don't know.
Right, it does.
Okay, wait, let me finish it off.
We saw all
let
the
me
big
just-
five in Marataba.
Let me say the whole thing.
But
maybe
if it's
it'll
got an
change
H,
it.
you know they're calling it Marathaba.
What about if I say Marataba Safari Lodge?
I'm still third
Still,
world.
right.
I'm still third
It's
world.
Marataba.
And it's all white guys.
Yeah. They painted in like leopards and shit.
Invictus is the chief.
Invictus. So, but what I got from that thing was, like, there was a point where I realized everything in the wild makes sense, right? So we go. Go ahead. So we'll stop, and then the person will explain what it is. But then we had people who actually go on safaris, who had other stories. So we were there listening. It was like we had 4 guides. Because some of these people were actually spotting things that the guide didn't spot. Like, I'm talking about a lion. Like, a person in front of me would be like, wait, and then there'd be a lion.
Yeah.
This homie is like, I'm just trying to pay for university. The more of these I do, the more money I get. Let's get back to the fucking lodge.
No, man. The drivers are experts who love their
Can you
jobs.
please remove all footprints ahead of us, please? Just brush them
You
off.
talking like it's Uber Safari. The drivers love what they do.
Whoa, wait. That sounds like an idea.
No, it's called the game lodge.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
No, but it also, if passengers are telling the ranger where
Yes.
the lions are, then
No, they weren't telling. They weren't telling. So let me paint it.
Okay.
It was. This is how I knew. I was like, this is a bonus. So one of the people had a bird
Book.
book. Now I used to work with someone who started birding like hectically and posting on Facebook. He's been doing it for 12 years. As long as I'm doing my career, Mark Titley, shout out, has been birding. And he's that guy who's very diligent. He fucking goes to these farms and early mornings, and it's been 12 years. So I see the book and I go, hey man, do you bird? He says yes. And I say, oh, because I know someone who birds. And the guy says, what's his name? Now immediately I was like, oh shit, there's a whole birding community. So now I'm excited to drop a name. Like, oh, it's Mark Titley. The guy goes, oh no, I never heard of it.
Mark Tiddley's gone rogue. Mark Tiddley.
That's funny.
Mark Tiddley.
You felt so sheepish.
So it's so funny how I went from a person to a comedian, because I was excited to be like, oh shit,
Yes.
he might know Mark. But then when he said, no, I've never heard from him, I think in me being hurt, my next line was, oh, he's not part of the fraternity. Like, oh, okay. And then he started talking about birding, and I realized that there's a whole world of birding.
Yeah.
So when the game driver comes, she goes, "Oh, he's a birder," and then she says this. She goes, "Are you a twitch?"
What?
Exactly, right?
What?
That's when I was like, "Oh, this world has language and shit."
Shit.
She goes, "Are you a twitch?" And then I can see from his
And then he said,
he was very offended. He was very like, no, you don't just it sounded like it was a thing. Then I was like, okay,
oh, like a secret society of birders.
it's almost like
That
someone,
sounds like a society no one's trying to break into.
no, you see your attitude. It's like if a new comedian came and goes, "Hey,
Are you a headliner?
yes,"
Yeah.
but the point is, I sense that there's a whole community that exists, and then I realized, guys, it's like that thing that you were saying. Every industry has groupies.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All
Every
right.
industry
Yes.
has like Usain Bolts,
Yes.
even birding.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, this world is another thing. So when we were in the safari, I realized it's so beautifully and fucking, I sound like someone who just come from safari. It's so beautifully intricate, and the kills and everything happens. And then at some point I was like, everything makes sense in this safari except us.
Yes.
And
You feel a disconnection from nature there.
and you go, why are we? Because those elephants, they stand on flowers that are,
Yes.
and they like
Rip up trees.
rip up trees
Yeah.
and shit, right? And it's just what it is.
Yes.
Things are being killed, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we are the species that's so precious about so much stuff, but nature itself is like
It's just.
it's just
Nature's just. Bro, even when I found out how fucking gangster trees are.
they just
Trees in the forest, when they shed their leaves, what it also does is it creates a bed of dead leaves that prevents other trees from breaking through.
fire thing, gangster.
I was like, that's so hardcore.
Dude.
That's gangster.
Also, elephants make paths in the forest for like hyenas and stuff to hunt. So like they will literally just like clear open these paths that other animals can use to get around.
Bro.
So it's just like this, how everything works. I'm telling you,
Everything works,
Pilansberg. Here's how everything works and doesn't work. Everything works the same. Pilansberg, real story. Now it was story time in the range. Did you guys hear about, when you're like, fuck, and things happen in these game farms?
Yeah.
Someone's like, did you hear about Pilansberg? I'll be like, what happened in fucking Pilansberg? Pilansberg, there was a herd of elephants, right? And there were a few young of the herd who broke off and then started their own herd.
Yeah, the males.
Yeah, the males, younger ones. Then the older ones died. Then there were no old elephants in the lodge, in the fuck you call this place? The white man's land. What do you call the
nature
place?
reserve. Nature reserve.
Thank you.
In the thing white people own a lot of.
You guys were of no help.
No, I was like-
In my head, I was like, that's all I have.
My head went lodge. We got nothing else but lodge. I know it's wrong, but it's a lodge.
So in the nature reserve,
Yes.
it's so they're the only young ones, so they have nothing. And then what they were saying is, the elephants started fucking other animals. Well, they started trying to fuck other animals, and would kill them because they're too heavy.
What the fuck?
Because they didn't have older
Matriarchs. Yeah.
matriarchs. And then in my head, I was like, isn't that what happens when children don't have old people around them?
They start fucking each other.
Literally, elephants were just doing whatever the fuck they want to do because they're
shit.
this big. And I was like, at some point, I switched off to all the stories, and I'm like, I'm just hearing human shit here.
Nah, bruh. There's a nature reserve in Essigai. Essigai is like maybe 45 minutes out of Durban. And I was just sad. You know, you get there and you just go, went with one of my mom's friends for like a weekend. And then I was just like, when you get there and they tell you how many of each animal they have.
Oh no.
So we got 3 zebras, all right?
4 beetles. And
Those ones.
You know, when
like,
when you're
what?
walking down the
There's a line. That's the only one we have. Look at this one. That's the only one.
Sir, This is the only sighting we have today. So I suggest you leave the 3 zebras. We'll always
Don't miss the one readback.
Who wants to go and see the Alsatian?
That's when the manager's saying, say something, sell something. Why did I hire you? Okay, who'd like to see the Alsatian? I'm trying, boss. You're fucking fired if they come back. We're still making the toasted salmis. Don't you dare.
The toasted salmis for dinner. Keep them out there.
You better keep them. If the guy's like, we've seen the lion 5 times today. The one lion
You guys are very lucky. Most people only see it three times.
And at some point he's like, who'd like to go for a 6th time? I don't care what you do. You keep going.
You know when they go.
They only hunt late afternoon, so we just wait around.
Oh, let's track that paw. Who can guess what paw that is? Alsatian, right?
Alsatian.
So few animals. People are walking.
Oh, fuck.
It's not even a game drive. It's a game trek. You're just walking through the thing.
Why are there Alsatian? Why is there a dog bowl? Are we in your backyard?
Why is there a dog bowl?
Oh my god.
That must be so. You know, when you think if somebody gave you land and said, "Loy, start a nature reserve,"
Oh god.
do you even know which number to call for lions? If you're trying to get lions in that shit, do you even
know
have
which
the number to call?
Here's what's even
For
more sad.
lions.
Here's what's even more sad. Do you even know who to ask?
No.
In your life.
No.
For the number.
No.
Who?
Once Google gives up, I give up.
That's hilarious.
I feel like that's how music festival starts. They got the land and it was meant to be a nature reserve. Didn't know the number to get a lion, and they just said, "Let's call this place Opikopi." Who has AKA's number?
It's much easier to find than a line. And Casper's like, I'm here, my friend.
Fill up the bush.
Shit. You know the thing about Casper, the fill up the thing. I just feel like kids
Fill up the dome, bro.
fill up the dome, fill up the
filling
stadium.
up a bunch of things.
Yeah,
Yes, but-
he is filling up a lot.
Yes, but he
after a
did
while.
he did such a historical thing that there's no ways we can sit here and allow
Let's
him
fill up the.
even fill up the dome itself.
Remember that?
Yes, but
it's full
even-
at the.
You
But I'm
can't
sure-
say, well, my point is,
He
you can't
used
call
to-
it fill up the thingy.
Yes, but I'm sure when he used fill up the thing, I'm sure Cecil was like, "Don't we copyright? Didn't we copyright fill up the thing? Isn't that us?"
Cecil lawyers are like, are we gonna let
Something
him?
fishy.
Are we gonna let him get away with this? They were meeting. He is huge amongst the population.
Here he is on Twitter saying it.
Petrol attendants are getting
Facebook.
fed up. We're not selling tickets here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck, man. Go to Checkers.
Oh, that's great. Yes, Cecil lawyers. It looks like he's doing another fill up. How long are we gonna let this continue? I don't. There's always that guy who wants to go after fucking Casper. How long are we gonna let this continue? He wants to fill up the Royal Bafokeng. Okay.
Yes.
That's where our minds are.
Okay.
That's what, this is going to hurt us in the long run. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah.
But there's big ups to him for doing that.
Yes.
But my thing is, I think so many of the things that happen now, I always go, they did happen before or different quantities. So when you think about Brenda Fassie in the 80s, who filled up Ellis Park and all those things, she was doing that with, like, this is a person not allowed to vote.
Bruh.
So when you think
This is a person not allowed to vote, performing to people who are not allowed to move.
yes.
How did she
This is
do
a person not allowed to vote who couldn't have the concert at night.
Yes, exactly.
this? A person who's
You know, you're reading the
fills up
ticket
the
for
dawn in noon.
There was an actual time, guys. It's like I just finished the first song. Na na na. Okay, guys, the next song I gotta go quickly because 5 o'clock we gotta leave. We gotta leave at 5.
Literally, the ticket
festival-
says 7 o'clock. Seriously, you know,
you know.
When we say
You know,
I'm not trying to start a riot.
Brenda's-
if you're not here,
Brenda's opening act is like, what time is Brenda's opening act on? 8 a.m. We need to get through
Yes,
this thing.
we need to open doors at 7. The show starts at 10. We leave at 12.
And you know, Ellis Park in the 80s, it was just like Afrikaners who went to watch the Lions play. Now you get there on the next Saturday. It's like, why are they?
If you got your ticket day wrong, you'd be so upset. You'd be so upset. There's so many cleaners here today.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just like, her thing is crazy. There's
Yeah, there was no reason.
What is that got to do with?
what
Fill
I'm
up the
saying is
dome.
the fill up the dome thing.
makes sense because we have everything we have now.
Yes, but it's also like the I feel like the conversation of celebrating Casper's filling up the thing. It should have been Casper's filling up this stadium. Last artist to do it was such and such.
Right.
Like you can't ignore that thing.
yeah,
That's such an important part of the story.
Yes.
Right. It is a greater story.
Yeah.
It's a much greater
And
story.
it almost links. That's nice. I like that.
Yes.
I like that narrative.
I'm not saying take away Casper's thing, but I'm going, you gotta give this person the shine.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful connection.
Yeah.
That's just not made.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it tells you how possible it is to start shaping how people think about things.
Oh yeah.
Because just that, like if this thing was sold as
just think about all as part of that thing where I had that thought today about like we're all just a summary. Is that some people understand that idea so much they concoct the summary for themselves. They know that there's just going to be a story that's going to be told, and that story is sellable and it'll allow their kids to do certain things or whatever. It'll leave a legacy. But they're so conscious of it that they go, I will direct the story of my life to people.
Right.
Because I will always be a summary. I need to be a summary that I directed in a way.
shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's like that. It's living with legacy in mind.
Yes.
Fuck.
So you do the thing going, this is how they'll talk
You want
about
the movie
it.
to end. You know the movie's gonna end, so you're already directing it.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Most people, like most of us live, I think, in the huge drama of our lives.
You
And if
always say it subconsciously. When anything happens, we'll be doing something or we end up somewhere.
This would be a great chapter in my book.
In my biography. It will be in my biography.
I know it's tough now.
Yes.
But this is going to be the best part.
Nobody wants to follow a person who's killed.
Don't
from
increase the
beginning.
pitch of your voice. You really know how you talk.
Yeah.
But nobody. When I think about movies, when I think about even artists, Eminem's thing. I'm sure there are many white boys who could flow.
Yes.
Eminem's thing. There's a story.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why
the
even
attraction.
think of they know the power of that on don't bring idols again. But you can see the people who they tell the story are the people who want to make it through the first 2 rounds because they're like, we need this person to have our story to go with the talent.
To sell that.
Once
To sell this talent, yeah.
I always know a person's going through on idols when I hear a father died or mother died.
When there's a disease somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, I had to be the parent. Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
Yes. But
Just sing now.
I'm just a janitor because I lost 2 of my. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, but
Don't even sing. Just
But they never.
take it,
But they
take it.
never make it because if you notice,
These are killing me.
by the time it gets to like the live rounds and shit, it's no more about the story now. It's now about the singing. So those like my father died and things, it's almost like even they are used and then killed off before a certain time.
Because we need a new story.
Yes.
That story is getting boring.
Yes. Leukemia can
We
only
get
take you to the
it.
last 20. Leukemia can't take you to the top 5. Unfortunately.
Anybody else got leukemia in your
Yes.
family currently?
Yes, when the producer's coming to you, I heard your aunt's getting well.
I don't know how good you have to sing now.
Anyone with AIDS at home?
Maybe for next year. If you have anyone with AIDS at home, give us a call.
The later stages of AIDS. Thank you.
And that's his response.
Full blown,
That's
please.
his response to her next year when she says, "I have someone." No, the later. Thank you. This guy's fucking savage. Click.
I got a show to play.
Leukemia can only take you to the last 20. I keep telling these kids. Who is this producer? What the fuck? But the show is huge.
Shit.
It's savage, man.
Life is savage. Bruh, you know what depressed me one time when I went off of Instagram? It wasn't even people. It was animals.
What depressed you?
Yeah, just how savage life is. Because in that moment I was watching videos. I was watching this video of this deer giving birth or whatever. And it was like beautiful. Like, oh, deer giving birth. As a baby dropped, lion.
I saw that one. It was right. I saw that
Broke
thing.
my heart, bro. I was like,
Your little weak ass.
Bro.
Get out of here. Yeah.
no, because I was like,
Yes.
oh, there's no prayer, there's no God
but
there in that moment. There's just what it is.
You must. I'm telling you.
And I was like, for that animal, for all of it. So for all of life.
Yes.
So in that moment, I saw all of it. I was like, oh, that's why people just die. Like you can pray all you want, but leukemia, yeah.
Yes.
But
What happens?
There's no reason other than you are here in life. And in life, there are lions and leukemia and all this stuff. And that's just part of it.
That's the thing about that I realized on the safari, right? We romanticize.
Yes.
And it's the romanticizing that, so for example, I remember when we drove in. So you drive into the lodge, so you're already in the wild.
Mm.
And every time I saw like a group of buck or deer or impala, you know, or zebra, striking things, bro.
Yes.
On our way to the thing, everyone's like, "Oh wow, so beautiful!" It's good. There's a bunch of animals, but in my head, I'm like, "We're in the wild." That's also a buffet.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So there's these two things. There's what is happening, which is there's a light. The wild is happening, but us as humans have romanticized colors.
Bruh,
And
my dad bought the box set.
births, and it's like, no.
My dad bought a box set of these tapes called VHS tapes called Predator, and each one that just follow like lions.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No man.
This nigga got a DVD box set in the 80s. How good a surgeon was your dad?
Oh, Arnold.
Jeez. Predator. A box set.
boy. So it was like lion, hyena, all the predators, right?
Yes.
So you watch these things and you're always rooting for the lion because you watch their story. They were cubs back home.
Hungry.
Every hunt you're like, yeah, you got it. No. Then one day, Discovery Channel follows buck. Now I'm like, all this time I was rooting for
Yes.
these defenseless fucking things are getting. I was like, oh,
Yes.
it's just what it is.
It is what it is.
Just
bro.
what it is.
But I saw a mom buck defend the baby crossing a river, and then you see the crocodile coming like full speed, and then the mom goes in front of the baby, so the croc takes the mother.
Jeez.
And you go, wow, like the instinct to go, I'm gonna defend that. But then the baby gets out the water and just looks. I was like, that was such a emotional human thing, and the baby went, I gotta keep running.
I guess I gotta try and not get done like that.
But it was quick, like, oh,
Yes.
mom,
Absolutely.
oh, dad is still around.
Yes. So it's almost like that's why I was like, when we were driving through that thing, I'm like, we don't make sense. It's almost like we're so in love with everything, and none of these things are in love with each other.
Yes.
So like you'll see like a giraffe, bro, eating, and we caught two giraffes. One was trying to mate. But literally now the person is explaining to us how they do it, in terms of how
The rubbing of the necks.
and then the giraffe, and then the story's building. And for us, it's like, oh, love. Oh, look at it.
Yes.
Oh, he's trying a dance. and then you realize, no, all the animals are trying to fuck.
Yes.
That's what is done here.
The animals are trying to fuck and be fucked.
Yes.
On a very serious.
But
like,
it's, the other thing is you go, I'm gonna give money to defend and keep rhinos alive, until you see a rhino out in the open. Go, this is the most boring thing that's offering nothing. No one kills the rhino.
Yeah.
Rhino doesn't kill anyone. They can move on. We can move on from this. This one isn't offering anything.
this one is just so big it just lives.
Yes.
Fuck. It was amazing. Amazing experience.
Fucking flies. Sorry.
There's a thing about a fly that will make you just feel
Like you haven't made it yet.
Yes.
Like how are you still
Like
here?
Jay-Z hasn't seen a fly in 10 years or something.
I don't think so.
But
I don't think Jay-Z does this.
Unless Beyonce goes, pardon.
Fuck. When you say that, I was trying to compare it to some like a South African celebrities
What?
house, and I just
No, they see flies.
yeah, I just feel like AK sees a lot of things. I feel like AK is there.
This is how close
I feel like AK has a lot of doom. Always pray.
in his cupboard, not in his career.
I feel like when I do this, that fly could end up at AKA's. That's how that exact fly.
I feel like the fly could be like, I guess okay.
AKA doesn't do us like this.
Are you AKA's neighbor? How far is this fly? Because I'm thinking about the fly. How far is he flying?
As far as he needs to go.
That's fire. I wonder if flies, because you know, like Sunday lunch, I feel like there's more flies. If flies know the day of the week, where they're just like, oh, you guys have everything out there. You guys have a spread.
Like
Definitely.
It's always
if
been
they
peanut butter
schedule-
sandwiches.
Yes.
I'm off. The most I'm upset at a fly is after I've washed, showered, and I walk out, and then I'm out and a fly comes to me.
No, bro.
It can make you
The
feel
most-
dirty.
And I'm
immediately.
like, no, but I washed.
The
Is it
most upset I
me as
get
a person
with a
now?
fly is the one that when you're the only black person in the room
Oh, no.
and it keeps landing on you.
I've never.
And I know I'm a clean person, so that's what upsets me. I'm like, you know what? Maybe
Does
another
it happen
day.
to you?
Yes, bro.
Shit, that's so.
When I'm just like, maybe another day, but you going to National Geographics, my ass? Now I'm that kid. Where did that kid with the flies grow up? He grew up and became Loiso. The flies stayed on
But
him.
the way, if a dog can be racist, a fly can be racist. A fly also would.
But then the fly.
The fly was like, "Ooh, where's the cocoa butter?"
Maybe
that's what
Maybe that's what it is.
It's a damn moisturizer.
The fly just likes cocoa butter.
All those whites smell like chlorine.
Yes.
We going to the cocoa butter.
Where is the Nevia? And this is the
And the fly lands like this on your shoulder.
that's the fly. It's not about race, bro.
No.
It's about their hatred for whites. Wow, I don't know where they came from. Somewhere.
Yeah, if I could just picture a fly try to bargain with God. It's like, so we like the thing that's on the shit, right? Like, can you not make it on shit? 'Cause you know flies always land on shit. Like, can you not make it on shit? Can you put it on something else? Do you mind if the mosquitoes land on humans? Can we just have our thing? Can you put our thing on something else? Do you mind, please? The shit thing is
We like the thing on shit.
wow.
Can you not put it on shit?
Can you use it on something else, please? Mosquitoes eat the humans. We out here eating shit.
They laughing at us every day.
No one respects
You guys
it.
won't get that shit again.
And then somebody shits. I'm trying to carry on talking, but someone's shitting.
In my head.
Mid-argument with a flea, somebody took a shit and I had to go.
In my
Shitting,
head,
I just feel like I gotta. Whenever somebody shits, I can't just carry on with what I'm doing. I have to go now.
I see God going, okay, I hear you. I hear you, I won't put it on shit. I'll put it on people. And then a couple of whatever years later, the flies come back. Hi. The people that you put the smell on. There's documentaries about them. There's no water.
Apparently, we're making them look bad.
Yeah.
It's at 30 now, so let's. Don't touch it, eh, boy. Okay.
Like the shit on shit. But can you just not put it on shit?
You might. This thing is just nuts. Lots of animals just have bad rash, man. Even a vulture, so I must wait for them to eat. So,
Can I get some power of some sort?
The vulture.
am I allowed to not get some? No, it's got to die first.
Can you give me laser beam eyes so I can protect myself while I'm eating the scraps? Because I realize I'm also food for while I'm trying to get food. No, just fly away.
I see the eagle gets to use his claws. I got claws.
Can I get a Spider-Man has senses. The spider has senses. Can you give me a tingling?
An inkling.
An inkling that a predator is near while I'm trying to scavenge.
Hyenas.
No, just look around.
The hyenas are so God. We roll in packs, and lions are scared of us, but our problem is we can't roar back. We're always giggling at serious situations. Do you mind if I roar?
Love the sense of humor.
Yes.
Love our sense
Every
of humor. But there's a time and place. There's a time and place.
Can I just roar back at the lion? Keep it moving.
We're not saying the laugh was wrong. We'll keep the laugh, but can we have a roar?
We do have good times, but I'm saying in serious times.
I laughed at my mother's funeral yesterday. That's what brought me here. That was the last straw.
That was the last show. I'm mourning and giggling.
Yeah. My uncle.
Today we are here to lay to rest.
You know, everyone stares at you when you're holding a coffin giggling.
While they're giggling.
We no longer have caskets now. Because people were tired of hearing while people were holding caskets. Oh, that is hilarious. Complaining and they don't care, bro.
They just go on with it.
It is what it is.
It's what it
There's
is.
definitely some shit we can learn from animals. But I think when we do see it, because
You write it off because it's animals.
Yeah, but when I do, because I want to see those things, because you go, nature can teach us.
Yes.
But when I do go there, I just want to go, I want to see you kill you.
Otherwise, this 20,000 rand safari
It's bullshit.
When I said I want to see nature, I didn't say I wanted to see natural nature.
Yes. I'm sure there's lessons in this, but do you mind?
I'm sure there's lessons in the quiet, but I'd like to see some blood.
It's like when you drive past a pride of lions midday and they're just trying to survive the heat of the day.
Chilling.
And you're like, so are they gonna
Every move the lion makes, I think they're making great.
And the guide is always trying to make it exciting. So that's the dad. Nah, bro.
Nah.
We're not
Is
trying to see family
the
dynamics.
dad hungry right now? Thank
How
you.
do we make the dead hungry?
It's incredible, bro. It's incredible. I was very perplexed. I was enjoying it thoroughly.
I just hate when people take animals and try and find lessons in the animal. Because there's
Oh, boy, we can hear you. Please, can you leave the studio? You can listen from just outside. Because every move you make,
you're shaking the camera with the
shaking
blankets.
the camera, you see the legs. So every time you move, you shake the thing. So thank you, my boy. You wanna come say hi and then bye? Do you wanna come say hi? Come quickly.
This is the Dope Ass Podcast.
Now on all streaming services.
Okay, now say this is the Dope Ass Podcast.
This is the Dope Ass Podcast.
Excellent.
And then say our names with.
Uncle Lloyd, Uncle Robbie, and Daddy.
That's
Daddy. That's the official names. Thank you very much.
Well done,
my
boy. We'll see you now.
Yeah, that was pressure as a parent.
Yeah. but while
Because
I'm
you made
watching,
it about you.
Yeah, I did. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
That's what happened.
But while I'm
My
watching,
boy is amazing.
yes, that's I wanted to stop you there.
Yeah.
Because while, yes, I know you're saying your boy's amazing, but by the time Macaulay Culkin was his age, he'd done 3 movies. So to say, everyone calm down.
And on that bombshell.
It's just,
We are on all streaming services.
Yes.
yes.
And this is the Dope Ass Podcast, you dope ass people. Thank you for all the comments and the shares and the likes. This really helps with the algorithm and fighting back at the powers of Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
So please keep liking, keep sharing, hit that subscribe button and the bell.
Hey.
Here. I'm just doing this. I'm not gonna put this thing here. I don't know.
Marataba Lodge.
Shout out.